Alright, it is like 8 in the morning right now, and we've got to get the transmission pulled out of this thing. Now, when I got the transmission, allegedly it had been rebuilt, but you guys know the transmissions are just the bane of my existence. I mean, we've had, what, like 6 in the truck? So we're just gonna bite the bullet, and we're gonna pull the transmission out, and we're gonna take it to a badass transmission builder, and hopefully just be done with it. Alright, now this should not take too long, because there's not really a whole lot hooked up, so just gonna pull the cross member. Well, I'm gonna start with the converter, pull the cross member, unbolt the shifter bracket there, drop it down, bell housing bolts, training lines, and hopefully yoink the thing out of here. It should be pretty simple. I think the thing that's gonna be the biggest hang up is fighting with my transmission jack over there, because it does not like to stay up. I need to get it some Viagra or something. So let's just cut to a time lapse so I can get this thing pulled out pretty quickly, because it's a long drive over there. It's almost 2 hours. I don't want to spend all day gone, so let's get to work. Alright, we got the trans out. Man, POWERGLIDEs are just so small. I love it. So I'm pretty much ready to go, just waiting for my dad to get here. I'm not sure if we're gonna take his truck or the wagon. I don't want to just load it up in the car if he wants to take his truck. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. So we're gonna get this thing loaded up and start making the drive over to the transmission shop.
Light. Damn.
POWERGLIDE light. Probably start up front. Hi there. It's almost a month later, but we finally got the transmission back for James Brown. A bunch of the parts for it were back ordered, so I told him I wasn't in a huge rush. Didn't really matter, but yeah, it is like almost 4 weeks later from when we started this video. But the transmission's back. It's looking sweet. It cleaned up pretty well. He said the thing was super rusty. Like someone left it out in their yard for 7 years, which, I don't know, it was given to me, so that could be the case. But this thing, yes, I know, before we get too far, these are the wrong fittings, that's why they're just finger tight in there. But here's a quick little rundown of everything that I can remember off the top of my head that's done to this transmission. It has a TCI full manual valve body forward pattern, no trans brake, no modulator, no trans brake, just full manual. I'll be foot braking it, not a big deal. This engine with that turbo, I got a buddy with a 4.8 in that size turbo, and he's foot braking it to 10 pounds in like that. So a little bit bigger engine, same size turbo, it should be totally fine. And if it's not, I'll address it down the road, but I think it'll be fine. So full manual TCI valve body forward pattern, an upgraded sprag, upgraded clutches and steels, upgraded input and output shaft, and a race drum. That's just what I can remember off the top of my head. I'm not a transmission guy, so there's probably a lot more like technical things going inside. But basically they said that this should, and I don't want to hold them to it, you know, just in case something happens, because I've been there on the other end of that where you're saying like, yeah, this should be fine for whatever, and then just some stupid thing happens. Like I could mess up with, like, if I had put these in and it cracked the case, I couldn't hold that to them. Anyway, enough like preambling there. They said that everything in here should hold up to around 1200 horsepower. Now, initially the plan was to just give it a good rebuild with upgraded clutches and steels and stuff, and just make it to where it'll hold up to this no problem. Because this, trying to be realistic, this will be in like the 600 to 700 horsepower range. Trying to be pretty modest with it. Is it going to be capable of a lot more? I think so. I think it could probably do upwards of 7, but I think like 600 to 720-ish is probably about where this thing will be. So overbuilding the transmission, it's something that I've always wanted to do. It's something that I love to do in theory. Same with the fuel systems. Those are two things I think you should always overbuild, but I could never really afford it, and they gave me a heck of a deal on this. So as a thank you to them, both Herb at Michigan Muscle Car Garage and Tony at Mid-Michigan Transmission, go check those guys out. I'll try to remember, I'm really bad about this, but I'll try to remember to put their info in the description. I don't know why I'm so bad about that, but like I'll get a video uploaded and just forget to do that, because you have to do that after like the video's uploaded and ready to go. So I'll try to remember to do that. But yeah, we're going to get this thing thrown in the car, hopefully be done with that. There's not a whole lot left up here to deal with. A real tiny amount of wiring, nothing critical. Some hose clamps, put some antifreeze in it, and then we're pretty much done up here. And then before it's actually drivable, I got to get a drive shaft ordered and in the car. Front brake lines, I need some that go from the chassis to the caliper, and then shifter cable, I got to get that mounted to the transmission. And then really the car should be drivable. It's not like finished there, but I'll be able to at least start it up and move it around, I think. So I'm like super excited about this because this is my first like built transmission. I've had a bunch of transmissions rebuilt, but that's totally different. This thing, yeah, oh man, I'm excited. And I'm really just so stoked seeing this car come together, because this has been such a long process. Like such a long process. I think I've had this car for like 3 years now, and I haven't driven it in 2 when it had the small block Chevy and 700 R4 in it. But I think that is more than enough talking, so let's get the car up and get this thing thrown in there. Alright, and just like that, the car is back together, transmission's all in it. I was gonna film more, but it went together so quickly that, you know, I just got it together. But we got the hood on the car. Everything's looking pretty tasty there. Man, this car is just looking so rad. I love this thing so much. And then we did, might be able to see it, we did get a drive shaft in it. Got that all done. Big shout out to both Scott Wright for suggesting them and Shaft Masters in Lincoln Park, Michigan for getting it done so quickly. It was really like I called them at I think noon or 2 and they had it done that day and shipped it out. So it's like, wow, that's crazy. And then we got Snyder Speed Shop sticker on there. Yeah, it's crooked. I'm super pissed at myself about that. But big shout out to Kay's Creation on Facebook. I'll have the link for that in the description below too. They do a bunch of custom stickers like that. It's really good quality too. Like it's super, super nice. I mean, once I got it stuck on there, I could not peel it off to redo it, so it's on there. But yeah, they do a bunch of custom stickers, custom shirts, stuff like that, so go check them out. Super fair priced. I eventually want to have some windshield banners made for the cars. Not sure if I want it to be like the Snydertron 3000 logo or something specific to the car. Not sure yet, but definitely go check them out. God, I just cannot get over how nice this car is, dude. I love it so much. So just one more time, I want to thank Tony at Mid-Michigan Transmission, Herb, go subscribe to his channel, Michigan Muscle Car Garage, and Kay's Creation. I'll have all those linked in the description below. Just huge thank you to all of them. James Brown is getting so close, dude. I cannot wait to get in this thing, turn the key, fire it up, pull it into reverse, get it out of here, and not even like go out and do a burnout or do a pull or anything like that. I just want to drive the car so bad. I'm getting so antsy. But I think that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys are excited about the car. I'm pleasantly surprised how many of you guys were super pumped about the Firebird. That made me so happy to see. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see you next time.